Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming to this event. Sure. My name is Crystal. Like Dean Grace said, I've been with the University of Oklahoma for about 12 years. Excited for this presentation. We will see how things go. If you have any questions, I would say please feel free to stop me and ask, but I'm sure that I will answer them as we go along through the presentation. So here we go. Admissions and Recruitment is responsible for processing grad and undergrad applications for international and domestic students. In fall 12, we started Laserfiche 2011. We had 10,250 applications, which were just freshman applications. Fall 15, we had approximately 12,800 with 64,000 documents. We usually receive about 5 supporting documents per application. Our goal this year, fall 16, is to receive 15,000 applications. Currently, I just received an email from our director. We've beat our last year number, and it's not even February yet. So we're on our way to meeting our 15,000 app goal. Some of the processing challenges we had before Laserfiche. It was 8 to 10 week process. We printed all of our applications. We did have a Banner application. We printed all the applications, printed labels, made folders for each application with their supporting documents. We would file each file in the file room. So after much planning, implementing, we implemented Laserfiche. So here, this is our process now. We receive the applications, the application fee and high school transcripts, along with letters of recommendation and any supplemental documents that they supply to us. We're Common App School, so we bring the information into 2 different processes. We have a data export process and also PDF process. And I will get into more detail about that later. The workflow for completeness and accuracy, we have the workflow that checks to see that the application is complete or incomplete through Banner. Once it's complete, then it goes to the holistic officer for review. And then once a decision has been made on the application, it's filed into the repository, and the decision is made in Banner. So this is a bird's eye view of the details, how we receive applications, how we file them, the workflow processes, and our admission counselors reviewing them, and we'll go into each one of these into detail. So first, the content capture. We are a Common App school, so Common Apps are delivered to our central drive. We call that in OU's terms, it's our Z drive, and it's shared throughout our office, admissions and recruitment office. So the data comes into one folder, and then PDFs go to another folder. We use a third party. I'm not supposed to talk about third party. We use a third party company that loads the information to Banner. And then the QuickFields import agent picks up the PDFs and puts them into Laserfiche for us. We do not have to drag and drop. We don't have to do anything on this process. So all of my PDFs are waiting for me when I come in at 8 in the morning. And they remain in our folder until I have completed the data load and all suspended applications for the day. So this is just a picture of the centralized drive. On the right-hand side is all of the text drive. It's the data that comes in. And then these are the PDFs. So when the PDFs come in, we put them, not we, the import agent puts them into the downloads folder. Once I finish loading the applications through the third party, then I will drag and drop them from the downloads folder to the Common App Documents folder. Once I move them to the Common App Documents folder, that's when the conversation begins between Workflow and Banner. Okay, so the conversation starts between Laserfiche and Banner. Once I move those documents from the downloads folder to the Common App folder, we use the Common App ID as the common denominator. So the Common App ID will talk to Banner, and it brings over the student ID, the name, and last name and first name to Laserfiche. It also determines if the application is complete or incomplete. Okay? So this is Common App ID. It goes through, this is our workflow process. It retrieves the Common App ID. It queries Banner based on the Common App ID. It assigns a student ID, and then it determines if the ID is not 9 digits long, it does not move. It just stays in an invalid folder. It gets moved to the invalid ID folder. Because sometimes if a student ID is not ready to change over, whether it be a duplicate ID or an A number, what we call an A number, I don't want it to move anywhere else. I will have to go in and resolve those issues. If there's no conditions, errors, then it routes to Banner for the lookup. Okay, so this is what I was talking about, the Common App ID, name, and the document type that we receive through Common App. So the Common App ID, it is filled into the Common App ID on our metadata, and it talks to Banner, brings over the student ID, the name. The determination for the document type is the last 2 letters after the name. If it's an AP, it's an application. If it's an SR, it's a school report. ST is a student transcript. And it automatically fills in the document type once it's having the conversation between Banner and Laserfiche. Okay, so once Banner shows that the student record is complete, we have a shortcut made that goes into the admission application folder. And it goes into our admission counselors folders, and that's how they review the applications. And we review applications holistically at the University of Oklahoma. Okay? They are reviewed on the students' academics and performance along with other criteria. So this is a screenshot of Banner. This, on the far side, it's the application showing the application is complete, and then here's the checklist, and this is what determines the complete, if there's a receive date in the fields. This is the admissions application. This is the holistic reviewer's files. So like Sarah Shipman, she has a whole slew of files that she has to review. Okay? So once the admission counselor reviews the folders, they are reviewed on GPA, ACT, SAT. So we have 2 reads. It's possible of 2 reads for each application. The first read, if they only need 1 read, the GPA is higher than a 3.25 and they have an ACT score of a 24, or SAT is 1090. All the other applicants need 2 reads. So if they need one read, they also take into account for the leadership skills, community activities. All of that's a plus for those students. If they need 2 reads, we have 2 holistic officers that read their applications. All this still takes effect for both students. Both students, 2 reads. Once the decision is made, they categorize it, they submit the application, they make the decision in Banner. Then the shortcut file is moved to the Process Holistic Applications folder. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, the way that they move from each folder is the application review. They'll say ready for review. Once the student has been reviewed, they move it to first read complete, route to the holistic officer. And then it's routed to the holistic officer. They make the decision, and then the read is complete and a decision's made. If a student only needs 1 read, they just change it directly to the read is complete and decision's been made. Okay? Once student's done, admitted to the university, we move it to the file room. And it stays there forever. So this is our picture of our file room. We have just the different departments that are on Laserfiche within the campus. Admissions, we have them each in alphabetical order. We have a private folder and we have a public folder. Admissions, the public folder, anybody on campus can see the documents in there. Private folder, only people in admissions are allowed to see those documents, such as the application, the holistic evaluation, things like that. Lessons learned. There are so many possibilities that you can do with Laserfiche, with workflows, forms. If you dream of it, it can happen. You just need some help from the VARs. Usually if you fix one thing, 2 more break. You just have to bear with it, be patient. You just have to give yourself enough time to test through the process to make sure you're satisfied, make sure everything works. Create workflows to do cleanup on the back end. So if a student is incomplete, but yet we have documents still coming in, we create workflows for them to be cleaned up and caught through the process. So if they are incomplete at the beginning and we have another workflow, they'll go through the original workflow of making sure that they're complete and decisions are made. Okay? The metadata information becomes static information. So if we do the first read and we just have a high school transcript comes in, we put the GPA on the admissions application folder. Sometimes if they turn in a 7th semester transcript and their GPA improves, we refresh the folder. We've created a refresh button or refresh workflow, so the metadata gets updated as you refresh the folder. We had to adjust the timing on other processes that we have running through the system. So we have Cognos reports, we have app works, documents. We have all kinds of stuff running. Laserfiche runs 8 every hour for like 4 hours in the morning, just to clean up, just to make sure that we catch everything to be processed for the day. Okay? Questions? Is it only like 5 minutes that we did this? Yes, sir.
Authentication of your students for these submissions.
Say it again.
The authentication. So how do you determine that the student is who they say they are? Do you have authentication?
They fill out the common application and, no?
No, and then when extra documents come in, we check name, date of birth.
Yeah. If we,
They're sent from the high school.
we still receive paper documents, and everything, like high school transcripts and stuff are sent from the high school. We receive those electronically also, but we're still hand typing them, hand entering things into Banner. All of this stuff is brought in from Common Application, and the high school submits the high school transcripts. So we don't have to go in and verify if a student says they are who they are. So no, we don't have an student authentication. Yes, ma'am.
The screen that was on approval and publish and preserve, was that in Laserfiche? Or was that a third right here?
This one? This is Laserfiche.
Okay, so when Laserfiche is communicating with Banner, the one read and the two read, I'm thinking degree candidacy right now. I did not know it could communicate with Banner. So asking even for major changes for our GPA requirements and things like that.
Just have to be sure to do the refresh.
The refresh,
Yep.
right. And so degree candidacy, when we review on a weekly basis during from October to December, missing classes and things like that, being able to put in a second read if they're still missing one of the 5 and things like that. That's fantastic. Best news of the week. Okay, good deal. Just want to make sure that wasn't a third party.
No, no.
I was like,
There is
"Oh,
no
okay,
third-party information up here.
Fantastic.
Yes. Questions? Yeah.
How is that actually talking to Banner? I mean, are you using Workflow to do is it a database lookup?
Yes.
SQL database?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Yeah, actually, kind of similar as that one, but the further question would be, you have both Banner and Laserfiche running. Do you feel kind of like a confused sometimes? Can they be replaced with each other?
Banner updates all of its information like at wee hours of the morning. And that's why we have Laserfiche running 8, 9, and 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. So as we're processing folders, Laserfiche is updating as they're processing. So they may look at their folder and have 200 applications. When they go back to refresh the folder, they may have 250. So, because workflow is still constantly running.
So Banner doesn't have this functionality.
Any more questions?
How do you deal with several persons named exactly the same because you receive a lot of applications for all?
Yeah, we don't like those.
Because I see that you allocate all those files and folders in alphabetical folders.
The application will
What
get.
was the question?
So, I'm so sorry, Ramsey. The question is, how do we deal with names being the same? How do we do the authentication between determining who is who? Those applications get suspended if they have the same name. And so then somebody manually has to go in and look at them and determine who has a different birthday. If one ID is already assigned for one name and one birth date, somebody will come in with a different birthday. We'll have to create a new ID for them. That's done in Banner. Yeah? Your wheels are turning?
Yeah, I have to just like explain what we do. And I just want you to be like, oh yeah, that's an easy fix. That's what I want. We all want that easy fix.
Are there any other questions? No? Thank you for coming. Thank you for support of OU. Thank you. I have business cards if y'all need a business card for any further questions. Feel free to call me, email me, send a shout out, whatever. Thank you for coming.